On a day like today, it's always a challenge. It's 100 degrees. So what gives out first? Does my camera overheat or does my battery exhaust? So we're over here on the east side of the structure, on the north side of the gate. The structure faces north. You see these cracks? What's dry soil? We see all them around the house. These cracks right here in this dry soil, see how black that is? Okay, we got a lot of sediment in here. Water sits in here. It's not on your property, I get that, it's on your neighbor's property. But during rainy season, you're probably going to have a bunch of muck over here. During rainy season, you might have some mosquitoes. I'm just saying, but it's not on your property. Well, the neighbor's fence comes this far. I guess it could be on your property. It's on y'all's property. Y'all get to fight about that. Bush should not be touching the house. Okay. Wooden chimney, chimney cap, brick. We got brick and siding, rain gutters. Do not discharge water far enough away from the structure. Okay, brick is a very good building material, okay? This home could burn down and you could reuse the brick. It's a facade. We got a wood house behind that. And behind the brick, between the wood house and the brick, we should have a drainage plane. These are weep holes. Those are there by design. I'm going to talk about holes and how they should be sealed, and all the holes should be sealed except for the weep holes. They're there for a purpose. Most of the time you only see vapor come out from there. Most of the time that's what you see. If you have an event, you might see water come out. But these around the perimeter, those are by design. A tree should not touch the house. Just barely. Okay? So moving on along through the... See all the shininess? That's worn out. Worn out, worn out, worn out, worn out. Worn out, worn out. Shingles are worn out. Coming on along. All the screens are showing signs of their age. This is called a control joint. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. We expect it to move. That's why we have the lines out in the street. We want to control. Okay, these are sealant. But this sealant should be sealed. Every year or so you should walk around and look at your control joints. Call them expansion joints, call them that. And but they should be cut out, cleaned out, resealed, made right. Okay. Torn screens because they're worn. You can see how shiny that is and worn. Okay, is this fogging? No, I think that's oxidation. Either way, it's wrecked. Okay, we're gonna call it fogging. That one's fogging, this one's oxidizing. It had a UV tint inside of there and it only lasts so long. And my window guy tells me that replacement is the answer. Rain gutter's too close. Ground is pulling back. Okay, the ground is dry and pulling back from the foundation. This is where we measured most of the movement, was between here and the front door. I'm not seeing evidence of movement on the exterior of the structure. Inside, you can see the kitchen cabinets are kind of pulling away from the backsplash. But out here, I'm just not seeing it. Rain gutters are too close. This is beyond the scope of the inspection, but the ground is so dry, it's pulled away from the curb. Okay? I don't belong out here next to the curb. Alright, so it's pulled away from the curb. This is a trip hazard. If Granny comes to visit you, you want to hold her, you want to carry her, you want to support her, you want to, you got drunk friends leaving the party at night, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. This is a water meter. You didn't have a water meter cover. Somebody could trip in there. There's a rusty rebar in there. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. We got a piece of rebar over there on the curb, right in there. Oh, this looks relatively new. We've had some sewer line problems. This is our main line going in. These are our main sewer cleanouts. You got double cleanouts. Roto-Rooter goes in this way, goes towards the house. Snake or auger goes that way, goes towards the street. You don't have any dead ends. You can clean out anything that gets stopped in here. Tree, again, too close to the house. Moving along. See, I'm just not seeing a lot in the way of wall movement, even though I was measuring over 1 inch between the front door and this corner right there. And floor height elevation differential. When we come over here, we start seeing a little better story. See all those missing shingles over there? See those? I got a little roof video, and then I'll go and take the camera pole around. You've already seen it. This is exterior walls. You've already seen the attic video. You've already seen the rooftop videos. Okay. Coming along here, our siding, our exterior light fixtures should be sealed to help prevent moisture from getting inside of there. Coming along, our doorbell is not illuminated. Our covers, our electric receptacle outlets, okay, they do not have in-use covers. Now you say, well, you're underneath the patio, you know, you're protected, you know, we plug your Christmas lights in or whatever. Wind-driven rain. The one on the back, nobody's going to argue about. Somebody will probably argue about this one and say, what's on the front? It doesn't have to be. Okay, you're right. That is GFCI protected. How about that? That's good to know. What I'm not seeing, okay, I'm not seeing any holes that were drilled in the flat work around the house. Those are clues. I'm not seeing any clues that this house has been treated for wood-destroying insects, termites, if you will. These are soffits. This right here, that's a soffit vent. When we get into the attic, we're going to find that our soffit vents, oh, you've already been in the attic. You know that the soffit vents don't fit like they're supposed to. Okay, you remember that. Coming across here. Now we're going to start seeing some action. Okay, got some gaps between the doors, and we got a little bit of wood rot right in here. Alright, everybody likes wood rot. Got a little less wood rot over here, but we have more movement. More movement right in here. Now here's the thing. Kind of catch it all. You saw this video. You saw all those loose shingles up there. You know what that's about. Missing shingles, missing shingle tabs. Coming inside of here, okay, on our flat work in our garage, we got cracks. Alright, when I see cracks like this, then, you know, I'm just left, you know. So I've got some guidelines that I use to help me evaluate cracks in flat work. And all of them could be wrong, and it still works. Alright? But this is guidelines of what I use. Does the crack get wider or narrower towards the perimeter? And these cracks are all getting narrower towards the perimeter. Alright, so that's a good thing. They're all getting narrower towards the perimeter. Well, how about this? What if it's bulging, so it'd be cracking larger in the middle and narrower during the perimeter? Well, maybe it is bulging right there. It's been drying around the perimeter, so just because this meets one of my criteria doesn't necessarily mean that the whole thing is blessed. Okay? Now, do we have cracks wider than 32nd of an inch? Well, yeah, we do. Do we have cracks, more than one crack that's wider than 32nd of an inch? Yes, we do. So we've got some pretty wide cracks here. All right. And then the finale is it in plane? You know, just drag it over here. Is it in plane? Well, that's in plane. Yeah, let's keep going. Drag our foot around. Inquiring minds want to know. It's in plane. So the cracks are kind of large, but they peter out towards the ends, and they're in plane. I'm not calling this a deficiency. However, that's today. This should be monitored. If this is a concern to you, because you got some measurements that are outside of my guidelines, and some of my cracks in the garage are outside of my guidelines. So, you know, if your peace of mind is having a structural engineer look at this, well then far be it from me. I'm not going to dissuade my client, you know, from their concerns. As it is today, my opinion is, and I'm not through with the foundation yet, but my opinion is that this is, I'm going to include that to the foundation, you know, but as we speak, until I do all the doors and windows, so far, at this point in time, to me, as a home inspector, this looks okay. Now, on our vertical casement, we got a larger separation over here. Tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to a foundation. It sucks all the water out of the foundation that the foundation needs, and it also, as the root growth, it pushes up on the foundation, and the branches push into the house. So there's all kinds of reasons not to have a tree too close to your house, and that is some pretty good movement right there. We got some pretty good movement right there. We got some movement right there. And then we've got the measurements that we made inside on the floor right there. So, I don't know. Where's the jury is still out. Moving on along. Rain gutter's too close. Satellite dish should not be placed on a roof. Coming along, we got the old style clothes dryer vent, that little birdhouse thing. All right, in between those two turbines. On this side we have turbines, and one of them's working and one of them's not. Okay, hang on one second. The south turbine doesn't work. Birdhouse clothes dryer vent. Shouldn't have a satellite dish attached straight to the roof. If you look around here, we're going to see plenty of them. And that's the way they do it. It's not right. Okay. Ground is pulling away, ground is pulling away. Our condensing unit is not level. Let's get on up here a little bit more. The satellite dish. Oh, we got one. It's trying to turn. It's trying to turn. It just had to do that, didn't it? No, it's not. Moving on along, we got some stair step cracks. You can't really see them very good. I was here an hour ago, maybe, and I got a better picture of those cracks. We got separation between the window. This is the north. This is the north bedroom, first bedroom, some people might call it. Okay. And moving on along, we got another control joint right here. This is the second bedroom, middle bedroom, some people might call that. You can see the wear and tear on the screen right in here. We've got some foam up underneath here. That's kind of weird. All right, they had a gap. They wanted to fill it. They came in. They filled it with the foam. The foam is like a sponge, so it will collect and hold. You know, it will attract and hold moisture inside the wall structure right there. So you know, it'll probably serve you okay. You know, it's ugly as sin, but it'll probably serve you okay for the time being. But over the course of time will tell. Again, it's cracking and peeling away from the foundation. Going along here. This is an aftermarket prefab. There's nothing about design or anything. This is the way it came from the factory. Alright. You might get some enjoyment from it if you're attracted to this type of thing. You'd be surprised how much better this yard would look without it. Alright, we got some clean outs. We got siding across this side. We got, again, the water's coming away. Our butt joints have not been sealed.